A beginner's guide to supplements. Now we are covering 9 different categories, including protein, creatine, BCAAs, pre-workout, multivitamins, test boosters, fat burners, mass gainers, and health supplements. We're going to cover which ones will help you get better results and how to use them, value for money, and which ones to avoid. I'm gonna keep this video as simple as possible and try to keep the info as easy to understand and digest, because this is the type of info I wish I had when I was first starting out. The reason I make this type of content is because I want you guys to fast track your results, and I want you to skip all the stupid mistakes I made when I first started my fitness journey. Now, before we start, let's make it 100% clear that you do not need any supplements whatsoever if you want to get amazing results. But I know that you're probably gonna buy them anyway, and that's okay. Let's just make sure you get the right ones for you. Let's make sure you get good ones, and let's make sure you avoid all the shitty ones. Starting with number 1, whey protein. This is personally my favorite supplement of them all, even though I categorize it more than a food group. The reason I do that is whey protein has all the essential amino acids you need, which makes it a very good protein source. The other main benefits to whey protein is its convenience and diversity. Whey protein makes it 10 times easier to hit your daily target for most people. Now you can also use whey protein for multiple purposes, like drinking it on the go, mixing it in your food, smoothies, oats, whatever. Or you can even use it to like bake tasty goods and make the macros way better than what they would be. Now, cost for value is also another great thing about whey protein. Yes, it is a bigger, cost up front, but if you buy a decent amount, it works out way cheaper per gram of protein compared to meat. For example, I recently just bought 4 kilos of protein for about $100. If we compare that to, say, a rump steak from Coles, which is $5, then it's $5 for about 40 grams of protein. With the whey protein powder, you're looking at $1.25 to hit 4 grams of protein. Sorry, to hit 40 grams of protein. Therefore, the whey protein is 4 to 5 times cheaper than the rump steak. If we go chicken breast, yes, chicken breast is probably a little bit cheaper than steak, but I reckon whey protein is still a good 2 to 3 times cheaper than chicken breast. Therefore, this supplement gets a big yes from me. Number 2. Creatine. Now there are different forms of creatine out there, but we're talking about the most common one and the most studied one today, which is creatine monohydrate. I definitely recommend this, as majority of the research does state that it will help muscle growth and recovery between high intensity sets. High intensity sets meaning anywhere from 10 seconds up to 2 minutes. You only need 3 to 5 grams a day. Now, some people say, and some research says, you can do loading phases where you take more at the start and then drop to 3 to 5. I personally think it's much easier just to take 3 to 5 grams every single day, and if you're doing this year round, you'll be sweet. Value for money with creatine monohydrate is very good. You should only be paying around 20 bucks a tub, so it gets a big yes from me. Number 3, BCAAs, or branched chain amino acids, which are the 3 main amino acids when it comes to switching on muscle protein synthesis, aka building muscle. In my opinion, this is why I think a lot of people buy them, because when they hear it switches on muscle protein synthesis, it's gonna help them build muscle, they think it's essential. But if you're eating enough protein throughout your diet, and especially if you're taking a whey protein supplement, which has all the amino acids in anyway, then it's definitely not needed. Value for money, again, in my opinion, definitely not needed. I would just save your money, put it towards like a whey protein, or just put it towards better nutrition through your meat sources. So BCAAs get a no from me. Number 4, probably everyone's favorite, pre-workout. If you are gonna take pre-workout, you wanna make sure it has good ingredients that are gonna increase your sports or training performance, like citrulline malate, which is meant to help blood flow and oxygen to the muscles, which will therefore offset fatigue and help increase muscle pumps. Also beta-alanine, which is meant to offset muscle fatigue as well. And thirdly, the most important, caffeine. Those are 3 of the main ingredients I would be looking for in a pre-workout. Yes, there are many more, but those 3, for me, if I was going to use one, which I don't, but if I was, those would be a must. You don't want something that's just gonna get you wired out of your mind and make you feel like you've just done a 3-day coke bender in Vegas.
I believe I can touch the sky.
Obviously, this supplement is not necessary, and it's just comes down to personal preference. But a few things I would be asking myself if I was thinking of buying a pre-workout is, do I drink other forms of caffeine already, like coffees, sugar-free energy drinks, etc.? If the answer is yes, then maybe I would want to use those as my pre-workout source of caffeine before looking to get a pre-workout. The main reason being, if you add a pre-workout on top of your daily caffeine intake, obviously it's going to increase it by a lot, and then your tolerance towards caffeine is going to increase, and therefore you're going to feel the effects of pre-workout and your usual caffeine very minimal. You'll be surprised how quickly you'll adjust to that new tolerance of caffeine, and therefore you're going to have to take a break. Which leads me to my other question is, Would I be able to stop taking pre-workout once I've started? Because it is very, very addictive. And if you've ever used pre-workout before, you know after a while, you almost feel like you can't train without it. This is what a lot of clients and people tell me as well. So this is not just coming from me. So that is one thing I would be keeping in mind as well. So pre-workout doesn't get a yes or a no, it's entirely up to you. Number 5, multivitamins and greens. Now these are 2 different supplements, but they're both designed to fill the gaps in your nutrition if needed. Now, to be honest, I think this is a tricky one because there is so many different types of multivitamins and greens, and a lot of them are very underdosed. My recommendation would be if you're just using this as a band-aid solution to a poor diet, then it's definitely not a good idea. But some people, including myself, I just like to use it as an additional on top of my normal like fruits and veg, as almost like a peace of mind. Now, I've been using a green supplement. This is the only one I've been using on and off for a while, and it could be placebo, but every time I do take it consistently for months in a row, I do feel like I get sick a lot less. So I'm not sure about that one, to be honest. Now, value for money on this one, again, it's super hard to say because they range from super cheap to super expensive. Again, the cheap ones, they're probably not going to be very good. And I would just put this in like a luxury category. So beginner supplements, absolutely not essential. If you're ticking every other box and you have the money to spend and you want to just add in like a greens or a multivitamin for a peace of mind, just to make sure, hey, I'm already eating pretty good, but let's just completely make sure I'm covering all grounds, then by all means, find a good one and go for it. So this one gets a yes and a no from me. I know that might not be much help, but hopefully with the info I'm giving, you guys can make the right decision for where you're at in your fitness journey. Number 6, test boosters. Testosterone boosters designed to boost your natural testosterone levels. I would 100% avoid this one. Anything that is legal as a test booster is not going to be able to boost your natural test levels to any significant degree that you're going to see a massive increase in sports performance, muscle growth, recovery, anything like that. If you want to increase your test levels, then I would focus more on things like your sleep, your stress levels, recovery, weight training, and your protein intake. These will give you much more benefit than taking a shitty natural test booster. So it is a big no from me. Number 7, mass gainers. Designed to build mass faster, aka get in tons of calories. Would definitely avoid this one. Most of them, not only are they very expensive for what they are, but they are filled with non-ideal ingredients. Let's just put it that way. I have seen some good ones out there that are filled with things like the carb sources like sweet potato and stuff, but they're insanely expensive. I also often see people that use these that have no idea what their calorie intake is, and they put the mass gain on top of what they're already eating, designed to gain mass, but it pushes them way further over their calorie target than what they need, and all the weight that they tend to bring on is generally just fat. Now, in my opinion, you are much better off using just a normal whey protein powder and making your own mass gainer, throwing in oats, peanut butter, banana, milk, and honey. Now, not only is it going to be cheaper, the quality of the ingredients you're going to be getting are way better. So if you do struggle to get in calories, put your money into a protein powder and then just buy some simple ingredients like I just talked about there, honey, oats, peanut butter, very cheap ingredients, and blend your own. It will also taste way better. Number 8, fat burners. I would definitely avoid this one. Most of these are marketed in a way that says, hey, take this and you're gonna burn the fat away. Now, not only do you have to be in a calorie deficit to burn the fat away, but even if you are in a calorie deficit and you're taking a fat burner, the extra benefits from the fat burner are going to be so minimal. I guarantee if you stay in that calorie deficit, you get rid of the fat burner, you will notice zero difference. You'll still drop fat at the same rate. There are 0 studies to show that you can take a fat burner whilst not being in a calorie deficit and lose body fat. My other problem with this is I have never found good info about a fat burner from someone that doesn't sell fat burners or supplements. Just think about that one for a minute. So big no from me. And number 9, the last one we're going to talk about, are health supplements. Now, these are kind of similar to the multivitamin, the greens, but they're more so in a single ingredient. For example, fish oil, magnesium, zinc, iron, etc. Now, the only time I would recommend these are if you know for a fact that you're deficient in them. So you've gone and had a blood test and it's come back saying, you're low in vitamin D or magnesium, zinc, or whatever it is, and then you use the supplement. First of all, I would try and correct that through your nutrition. If you still struggle, then I would use the supplement to kind of boost it up to normal levels or optimal levels. However, I do rate fish oil as a very good supplement if you don't eat any source of fatty fish, as there are plenty of good studies around fish oil. Value for money on this one obviously depends on what it is. Generally, I find these single ingredient health supplements not too bad. And if you have had your bloods done and you are deficient in them, you struggle to get it through your nutrition, then it is highly beneficial and I would definitely recommend it. So this gets a yes and a no from me. Same as the greens and multi, don't use it as a band-aid. Don't just start taking a whole bunch of stuff because you think it's going to improve your energy, improve, you know, everything. You have to get the basis down first and you have to know if you're deficient in something. Now that leaves me to bring this whole supplement category back full circle. And what I mean by that is, if you don't have a good base already, then don't even think about supplements. They're absolutely last on the priority list. And like I said at the start of the video, you don't need them to get results. Now, I hope that info was helpful. Please let me know if you want me to touch on any other supplements, as obviously there is a lot more, but these are the main ones that I see today. These are the main ones that get marketed the most, and these are the main ones that clients and people ask me about. So if this was helpful, please let me know. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.